I spent a lot of time trying to get this title animation correct. So I followed some tutorials on trying to get writing, follow writing, so it looks like you write something on the screen while it animates this way. So it looks like this graffiti font is drawn directly on the screen. I wanted to also get my the drawing of the silhouette of me, trying to get that drawn sort of what seems like real time. I had very high ambitions on that. Unfortunately, I don't think my abilities is quite there yet, so I need to work a little more in Davinci Resolve and especially on Fusion to get it to know a little bit better before I can do something so complicated. But until then, I have made this fairly basic animation logo, and I'm okay with it. For now, it's okay. I'm probably going to refine it a little bit over time, but for now, it's going to be okay, because I actually, to be honest with you, struggled with this quite a while. And now I'm just not to get stuck in just trying to animate this intro sequence exactly as I want. Since I am a beginner, I'm going to start out with this, and then we're going to move on from there. So I managed to get the intro done, and for the next at least a couple of episodes, this is going to be my intro, so action. So the first tutorial I tested out was Lippman's. It's a good tutorial, but what I wanted to do was trying to the fonts I've chosen are a little bit on top of each other. I think for separate letters this might work. So I tried out for a long time trying to get these brushstroke to cover each brushstroke here, and it didn't work out. It turned out to be a mess in total. So either the brushstroke was too broad, it was too narrow, I didn't cover everything, I didn't have the right, so I soon went out of that approach, and then I went for something else. So after that, I went into, I found this video that was actually not so, it's a quick and dirty tutorial. So it's very fast and it's not very detailed and slow and, you know, idiot proof. So instead, the approach here is that you have a vector graphic, and then you actually, instead of drawing it yourself, you'll make Davinci Resolve draw this vector graphics instead. So this approach worked probably for simple shapes and for people who are very good and organized in their Davinci Resolve, but it really gave me a lot of issues trying to get, I have like a ton of objects in this logo that I have made for some reason, and instead it turns out to be it's too complicated, and it will take too long time for me to make something useful of it. So instead I decided to go for the more regular approach, and then I wanted to do like a whole standard animation of text in Resolve. So that was my next approach. So since I wasn't planning on doing anything big in Fusion and wasn't really following any tutorials, I decided I wanted to start out with the music. So I found a piece of music that I wanted to use as my intro, and I sort of cut that in a length that I thought got the section of music. I thought, okay, this would make a good music intro, and I sort of cut that in a suitable length. So after that was done, I started to do something much more regular in Resolve. So this is just animating text, so just building on layer on layer on layer of objects and trying to animate them. I will link to some of the what I found useful tutorials on how to do this. It is not that complicated. It takes a little bit of time, and you can go into more into details and fine adjust all these animations and these kind of things. So that takes a little bit of time, but it is quite easily done. And you can mug about with it until you sort of get it right like you want it. Yeah, it's not perfect. I still have a lot of things, and I'm not that good at working with the splines yet. So I'm working on that. But at least I could make some sort of useful animation with the text. So when I was done, I actually chose to export this as a video file and then import it into my template for all my videos. I have decided to make a general template, and I'll base all my videos out from that. And then I can, again, try to revision on this template again and again until I'm happy with it. But I'm even thinking about revision of the template, so I'm constantly learning here. But it's great fun. So and it looks very complicated sometimes, but the more you get into this video editing and the whole Resolve, the easier it gets. So it's quite entertaining. Yeah, so that was more or less that. So now I have an introduction, a quick one, and I can move on to a little more interesting subjects. This took a lot longer than I hoped for. Hopefully I can move on to something that takes a little shorter to make. I got kind of stuck in the whole animation introduction kind of thing. So I think maybe I should lower my ambition level just a little bit. Just to make sure that I can actually get videos out. So that was it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up below and consider subscribing to my channel. So until next time.